Hello guys, this is Original Gamer here. I am bringing you my in real life deck profile of my baby raccoons that I have been featuring on my Dev Pro duels just recently. This deck changes so much. It's not set in stone at all because there's like 4 or 5 cards that I keep switching out, and I'll let you know which ones they are. And the build, like I said, just keeps changing, but this is pretty much basically what it is. And I'll just go ahead with the video. Obviously you've seen how they work, so don't really need to explain a whole lot. I run 3 Ponpoco. Card is great to start at this, and Obedient Scold is a fantastic play. Other than that, I mean, you don't really want to show, like, if you're going first and your opponent and you just started playing, you don't want to let them know what you're playing. So like summoning him and grabbing Tantan is kind of a weak play, because then they'll know what you're playing and they'll try to play around it. So the best first turn is, of course, to set your Tantan, unless you have absolutely no other way, without to do anything. You might as well, I guess, summon him, but you really don't like to summon him very often outside of maybe, like I said, an Obedient Schooled play, because by that time they know exactly what you're playing anyway. Baby Raccoon Tantan 3. This guy starts a lot of your combos. He searches out, he special summons about anything from the deck, so some of the combos you can do with flipping this guy is pretty nutty, especially if you got him set and he doesn't get bothered. During your opponent's turn, you basically get to flip him, special summon a monster, and then normal summon another monster, and it's almost like a little Obedient School play by itself, as long as you got another monster. Especially Ponpoco. I like having him, set him, next turn flip him face up, grab Calantosa, probably pop a back row, and then normal summon Ponpoco, grab another Tantan, overlay these guys, and go from there. You need the 3, in my opinion, you need to run 3 of each of those, because that is the deck's namesake, and they are very, very, very good. Outside of those beasts, we got Elfin, Fabled Cerberus for your tuners. I run this so I can get the Unicorn, otherwise I would take him out and probably, I don't know what I'd run over top of it, probably nothing. Because the smaller the monster count, the better in this deck, because you don't really want to draw into these guys. You want Obedient School to get them. And this, of course, you need to run this because this lets you do your Naturia Beast play. I am running double Calantosa right now. I have been testing it at a 1 a lot. This is one of those cards I keep going back and forth on. I love having 2 just because if I draw it, or just to have the off chance of using his effect twice during a duel, is fantastic. He's one of my go-to guys whenever I flip Tantan. He's fantastic, and I keep going back and forth and taking him out, just running 1 Calantosa and putting something else in, flip-flopping between the 2. I run 1 Wind-Up Kitten. I see a lot of people running 2. Same reason Compulse is usually not ran. It's not that good. I don't run Compulse in this deck, but I do run Wind-Up Kitten because it is a very good target for Obedient Schooled, and also sometimes you get those, you can dodge destruction effect monsters such as like, Mace Stroke or Zen Mains or something like that. You can just bounce it. And I've always just been looking for a reason to run my Alti Kitten. I haven't, since Wind-Ups have been gone. This is a proxy. This is supposed to be my Tree Otter, so if you're not listening to the audio on this, you'll probably be totally confused by this card. But Tree Otter, this is supposed to be Tree Otter because it's fantastic. I ordered it, and I had to wait for it to get here from Hawaii because the only place that really was selling them was Ideal 808, and they're based in Hawaii, so still not here yet. I got everything else, and I just didn't feel like waiting to do the video. So that's supposed to be Tree Otter. You raise any monster in your side of the field as long as there's another beast by 1,000, so he becomes your beat stick, or it makes your monsters bigger, whichever, and it's a fantastic one-of card. And then I run double Junk Synchron. I've thought about bringing this up to 3 because the card is just so good, but at the same time, 3 could be cloggy. Not saying that it always will be. The chance to make a instant rank 5 is fantastic. On top of that, he's pretty much like a little mini Monster Reborn. So you can bring back a tuner and synchro for your Fabled Unicorn, or you could make your Naturia Beast by bringing an Elephant back, I guess, or make number 64 or any other rank 2 by bringing back a 2 while you already have a 2 on the field. So he has different uses outside of just being tuner for Synchro 5 monsters. And also, if you got a 5 on the field, you can summon him, Reborn something, and then Synchro for an 8 to make Scrap Dragon or something if you're running 8s. Like I'm running a single 8. I run 1 Thunder King because this deck does not search at all. So this is fantastic in the deck. So that's definitely a one-of because it wrecks a lot of the meta. And I run double Effect Failure because Effect Negation is very, very good this format, of course, and it still will be this coming format because the ban list didn't change a lot at all. So Effect Failure is still good. And of course, to set up your locks, you definitely want to keep monster effects from ruining like any of your locks. So Effect Failure stops that from happening too. And going on to spells, I run triple Obedient School. This is the reason why anyone should pick up Raccoons. This card is so good. This is what makes the deck good. I mean, you can make plays without this, don't get me wrong, you can definitely win without this card, but drawing into this card is almost an instant win, almost, most of the time, you know. I mean, there's some situations where it won't help you at all, but of course, but this card is fantastic. This is what put this deck on the map, if anything did. I run 3 Upstart Goblins. The reason I run 3 Upstarts is because obviously make your deck a 37 card deck, so you can mostly so you can get to this card as fast as possible. You want to see this card opening as much as possible, so this helps with that. The 1,000 life point gain your opponent gets is negligible because this deck can put so much damage on the board so fast. So, you know, that's the reason I run that. And of course, any other draw card I've tried in deck doesn't work. Upstart Goblin's the best one for this deck. I run 1 Dark Hole. I mean, I'd like to run Pot of Duality, but you special summon way too much for that. Book of Moon. Not only can you do the obvious defense, offense with this card, you can also flip your Tan face down and flip him up, which I think I did in one of the videos I put up, and it won me the game. So Book of Moon's staying. It's a really great card. Here's another card I keep flip-flopping out. Forbidden Lance. Usually I've been running Trap Stun in its place, and I figured I'd just try Lance instead. And because usually if you copy a monster's attack with number 64, you can't attack over, you have to suicide into it. So this allows me just to be bigger than them and run them over, and also protect my plays because Lance protects from back row just as well as Trap Stun. So I just figured, I mean, this is more of a blanket thing, and this blocks only one monster, and it can make their monsters smaller than mine. So that's why I'm running Lance as of now. Like I said, I keep flip-flopping them out. And I run triple MST because Tenki is at 3 and will remain at 3 next list and everything else. And Mermails still have 3 spheres because only Gun was hit. So 3 MST is still a staple in the heavy back row format. I run 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Bottomless, 1 Torrential, double Mirror Force, triple Fiendish Chain, and then I run double Burst for Birth. This card is absolutely nutty. Whenever I first heard about it, I said pay 2,000 life points just to get a set card. Screw that. That's awful. But it's fantastic. It's chainable, so unlike Call of the Haunted, if they space it, you're gonna lose your monster. Burst for Birth, you get your monster no matter what. You can end phase it so that you get it before your turn, so you can grab the Tan and you can pretty much have 2 monsters on the board because Tantan's going to get you another one without even normal summoning. So that's fantastic. Also, you can bring back your Naturia Beast face down, flip it back up during your turn. your Unicorn, your Thunder King, whatever it is, just at the cost of 2,000 life points, and just flip it up during your turn, and they work just like as if you summon them, just like normal. Alright, that's it for my main deck. Going on to the extra now. Of course, I gotta run triple number 64 Raccoon Sandaiyu. This card is definitely, in my opinion, a stable of 3. I've seen people run a 2. I guess that's okay, but I just, you make this more often than any extra deck monster you have, basically. The double Sandaiyu locks just absolutely super powerful. Like, so many people just overlook this deck, and even without a being schooled, if they got this double Sandaiyu lock, which obviously the being school makes it first turn stuff. It's actually pretty hard to get over this, especially if they summon it in defense, both of them defense, and Mirror Force, Torrential, and Dark Hole's basically like your only outs. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. That's not even an out. What am I talking about? The only cards that can get rid of this is with bouncing it, and if you put them in defense, 101 can't get over it because they're in defense. So that's yeah. But this card is absolutely powerful, and of course, the tokens that it makes are ridiculous, and it also helps to go with make your Nature Beast and such. Gotcha, because raises your attacks, even the attacks of your tokens, stall, protection, that sort of thing. Daigusto Phoenix, if your opponent has like just empty back row, or an empty field, an empty side, attack twice for 3,000. Why not? Ends game sometimes. I have won a game or two with this card already. And it also baits out back row like a boss, especially if they got like set 3 and no monsters. If you summon this, they're definitely gonna space it, or not space it, but bottomless it or whatever, just so they don't lose. Herald of Pure Light, it helps you recycle any of your monsters back in your deck that you may need. It's even better whenever I was running one Calantosa, because sometimes I could just put Calantosa back in my deck and make a 10-10 flip live again. But it still works even with, Calantosa at 2. Downward Magician, because if any of these rank 2s lose all their materials, or usually use Herald Pure Light just effect one time, you can just overlay Downward on top of it, and you got yourself a 2,500 to 2,300 beat stick that pierces. Very good card. Was thinking about running this at 2. I might drop a Catastor out and run this at 2. I'm not sure yet. Fabled Unicorn. Got a Fabled Unicorn for my Cerebral. This enables Unicorn locks and stuff. It's another one of your little soft locks. I think I know a lot of people dislike running Cerebral in the main deck, but it's only one card. Honestly, it's one card. It lets you run a very powerful Synchro monster. Why not? It's only one card, like I said, and it brings out this guy, and people underestimate this guy so much, and he is just so good. One Nature Beast, because first turn Nature Beast with Sandaiyu in like set 3 is nothing to laugh at. This card is nutty as shit in this deck. I run Armades because Junk Synchron, and this card is absolutely amazing during certain matchups like Bujins and anything back row heavy. I mean, it can even smash a Girgi armor without them getting the search off, and kills Lins and all that good stuff. No Honest. And then we got Frozen Fitzgerald, because Junk Synchron and a Beast will make him. He stops spells and traps during the battle phase, which is fantastic, and if he dies, you can bring him back. Why not? He's one of the most underused but best rank 5 there is. Because not everyone can use it because of its requirements to make. Junk Synchron, because this card can become huge as fuck. I've made this card like 50-some hundred attack. All you have to do is you can basically have one token and maybe a Tree Otter boosted attack, or a token at 22 and the Tree Otter at 1,200, and this is already gonna, what's it going to gain? 1,222, so 3,300 on top of that, so that's 56 already. I mean, and you swing for game with this all the time. Also, it beats over anything, big, obviously. And if you are running stuff like BLS, you know, it's another dark Cataster because it can smash over about anything other than, you know, of course, dark monsters. Which you know, like I said, I was thinking about switching out for Downard. Black Rose because you can Black Rose in this deck, and I have done it, and it is fantastic when you can. Of course, they got like, you know, a whole bunch of back row, and then they don't have Effect Veil or Phoenix Chain or Solemn Warning, which doesn't you know happen too often. But when you do catch them with their pants down, this wins games. One Scrap Dragon because you have that option to go into an 8. I was thinking about Stardust to protect your field, but Scrap Dragon's bigger, and it can combo with tokens or Sandalwood Lock just to keep popping stuff, so it's a great card. Another card that I was running in my main deck that I took out that I forgot to mention is Mistake. I was running double Mistake over Dark Hole and something else, I think. I can't remember what it was at this point in time. But yeah, I was running this in that spot. 2 of these. Let me know what you guys think about that, because, you know, this deck isn't searching. I mean, you know, Tenki's still 3. Mermails is still a thing, regardless of guns at 1 or not. So basically, and Boojins and stuff like that are all still a thing. This ban list did nothing. So this card, I sided it for right now, but I was thinking about running that too. Let me know what you guys think about the deck. I'm really enjoying the deck, honestly. It's really fun. It's something new, and of course the format is staying exactly the same, basically, until, you know, Primal Origins comes out, and then it's nothing but artifacts and Madolches. But until then, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Original Gamers out.